We're in today with the Novatech laptop. This is a P55IM1 model. I don't know the exact year from this laptop, but I do know that this laptop, I've been getting it from like nearly 9 years, 2014. I know that the laptop was cheap, it was broken, and I had to fix it. I did manage to fix it by cooking the GPU. I do know that this video card is different from the MXM because it's got that connector, that cable that is connecting straight to the video card, and that's it. It's got no socket, it's got nothing to hook onto the main board. Only one cable, that's it. It's different than an MXM video card, but it's dedicated because it's got 256 megabytes of VRAM, DDR2, 128 bits with 16 shaders running on 600 megahertz the clock and 400 megahertz on the memory clock. On the CPU side, I got a Core 2 Duo T7700 with 2 cores and 2 threads that are on 2.6, actually 2.4 with 2.6 boost on the core clock. I've been carrying this laptop for nearly 9 years, like I said. This is like a big stone that comes off from my soul because this is exactly what I wanted to do with the laptop. Let's jump into some games and see how it's running. First off, we need to see how it's running with Unreal Tournament from 2004 because this game on 1280 by 800 on highest detail, it's running flawlessly with it. So if you're interested to having like a first-person shooter with some boards online, it doesn't matter. It's got like Wi-Fi and Ethernet, and it's still running really nice. You will have this performance with this 8600GS, 256 megabytes of VRAM DDR2. Apparently, it's pushing nearly 100 FPS. Both of the core and the CPU, they are connected with the same pipe, same cooling, and they are soldered together. And you will see nearly the same temperature in between them. It's got 50%, 60, 70% load on the GPU and 60% on the CPU. So they are very nice balance in between them. It's only using like 75 megabytes of VRAM, but they are holding really nice. So this is the type of game that you have to throw on this laptop in order to have a decent experience. Now, this is connected via HDMI, but it will look really nice on the original screen the laptop has, you know, the LCD, and it will be really fantastic. But it does show you that I can connect via HDMI laptop and put it on a bigger screen projector, or even record it if you're interested and have some fun. So Unreal Tournament with this laptop is quite fantastic. So if you're interested, like I said, it will be a very easy solution to get an older laptop with a dedicated GPU in order to benefit from this. Now in Underground 2, with the same resolution with nearly maximum details, you can actually see similar performance over 100 FPS, and you will have a decent experience. I'm not joking. So Underground 2 is another game that will be ideal for this laptop. On the GPU side, 73 degrees, 74 degrees for an old laptop like this that was reflown with an oven, and I'm actually surprised that the thermal paste is still holding. It's only utilizing the GPU on nearly 50%, and the CPU is around 54, nearly 60, under 60% load on the GPU and the CPU. That's actually fantastic. Same on the VRAM, 63 megabytes of VRAM. It's ideal. You know, it doesn't reach maximum VRAM, so it's quite fantastic to play an older title like this, and it feels really nice if you're asking me, because majority of people think that it's the end of the world if they want to do a retro gaming machine, because it feels like, oh, I don't know a lot of things about computers and I don't know which components. Look, an old laptop will do just fine like this. So in this situation, you will have a lot of fun if you're interested in retro gaming with a laptop that has an 8 series video card like this, 8600GS. Definitely worth having, definitely worth keeping a laptop like this. You don't know, maybe you go somewhere and you're saying, hey, I don't want a high-end gaming laptop because they are very expensive, you know. If you have a normal laptop that is for work and you have an older laptop that is for gaming, retro gaming, I think the solution will be quite fantastic. So Underground 2, it's ideal for this laptop. So can I recommend this laptop with this game? Yeah, both of them, they are like a glove, seriously. Jedi Academy, it's one of those games that makes me wonder why the new games are so expensive, but regardless, on 800 by 600 on maximum details, you will have a lot of fans in this Star Wars game. I'm not joking, majority of the games are just refurbished, but in some situation older titles are more effective on entertaining. On the GPU side and on the CPU side, you will have a similar performance with this laptop, with nearly 100 FPS, with nice MS around 10. When it comes to the load on the CPU and the GPU are still the same, 52, 40, 50% on both of the GPU and the CPU. The temperature is the same, 72 degrees on the GPU and 76 on the CPU. Both of them are doing fantastic. Wish I had an average on the FPS, but it's still enough to justify a game like this on this laptop. Like I said, it's worth having a laptop like this because on the retro side, you will benefit from space when it comes to retro gaming. But if you're interested on playing Quake 3 with this 8600 GS on 800 by 600 with maximum details, you will have similar performance like the other games, around 100 FPS, same temperature but less load on the GPU, around 25% load on the GPU with 68 on the temperature. It's actually cool to see this video card performing this well in Quake 3. It just shows you that there's a lot of games for this video card, for this laptop, for this configuration if you're interested on playing older titles. My recommendation will be Quake 3 to be on your list when it comes to retro gaming because it's a lot of fun. You can really play this game on a higher resolution with higher performance when it comes to all hardware like this, like this 8 series video card with a T-series CPU Core 2 Duo. This is exciting to see because nowadays this type of laptop it's sold very cheap, and they are, majority of them, they are sent to the scrapyard. You know, they are just added to the kilograms in order to get more money on the scrapyard. People, they are not interested on actually restoring this type of computer, but if you manage to find a place for this, it will be ideal to rescue a couple of them. They are fantastic when it comes to performance. But if you're really interested in some horror games, Dead Space 2, it's one of those games that on even on low details with 800 by 600, it's running really nice on this configuration. Now, on this situation, you can actually see that the GPU, it's on its knees because it's on 99% load. The CPU is not maxed out yet, but you can see some interesting performance from this configuration. Now, you can make the system run better if you have a low resolution, or if you want a higher resolution, you will lose this nice performance like 70 to 100 FPS. It's doing a fantastic job, but it's on the limit. So Dead Space 2, it's actually showing the, how should I say, maximum performance this laptop has. On the GPU, you can actually see it's on 80 degrees now. It's getting really hot, and even the VRAM is starting to be used. 142 megabytes of VRAM used in order to deliver this performance. It's good performance, 70 FPS, in some situation 100. In some cases it's reaching to 50. The dip is to 50 FPS, but it's still holding really well, so I'm not complaining. If you're interested on playing older titles like I was testing on those AGP system, you can see that if you play a title like Harry Potter on maximum details, you will see this system barely stressed when it comes to load on the laptop. Now, in this situation, the GPU, the 8600GS, is barely utilized, like 15%, you know. So it's using the maximum, nearly maximum VRAM, 173 megabytes of VRAM, but the core is not stressed. It's just details on the VRAM. On the CPU side, under 70 degrees with 30-40% load on the CPU. It's fantastic, but the FPS is locked and you can see there is no stutter. The MS is fantastic. Actually, it feels very smooth. Regardless, the game is running really nice on this laptop. It's got awesome performance and there is no complaint when it comes to entertainment. On the other hand, with Doom 3 on 800 by 600 with highest detail, high quality, you will have a really nice experience when it comes to gaming on this laptops. 800 by 600 is the ideal resolution for this. You can actually see that the GPU, this 8600GS, with this resolution, it's around 30-60% load, 71 degrees on the GPU with 256 megabytes on the VRAM. So it's maxing out the video card on the VRAM, and it's doing a fantastic job. The CPU, it's 63-64 degrees, 30-40% load on the CPU, and it's maintaining 60 FPS with nice MS in the game. Like I said many times, it's fantastic to have an older laptop because it's more ergonomic, it's more efficient to keep a laptop for retro gaming than a full-size desktop, you know. And for me, it feels like an old stone was lifted from my soul because I was carrying this laptop with me for a very long time. But it made it. It's here. I showed you how the laptop is working and it's quite fantastic. And maybe in the future I will have try to find a better CPU. I don't know, comparing it to an old PC or how much you have to configure, what CPU, what memory, what video card, hard drives. I have to put an adapter, PCI adapter to slot. It's just a lot, seriously. With the laptop, it's just straight. Put the hard drive inside, install the operating system, and that's it. Open it one, but everything, it's all in one. That's it. Comparing it to a computer. Imagine, oh, I don't have the right monitor. Use a converter. Use a VGA to DVI to HDMI converter. Oh, this video card doesn't have that. Oh, just a lot of stress, seriously. With the laptop, easy. I like it. I like how it's performing. So when it comes to retro gaming with old laptops, this is gonna be interesting. Seriously, this is gonna be interesting.